Hello friends, so 1977, 1 year before I was born, the glorious Soviet Union created the Lada Niva, and it's largely unchanged since then. This variant is from 2015. Changes that's been made is it now has powered steering, it has ABS braking, it has injection into the engine, whatever that is called. First of all, let me tell you that I know next to nothing about cars, off-roading and anything like that. I bought this car because I love Soviet shit, basically. That's the short and long story of that. But it is a fun car, super easy to deal with, stuff like that. This has a stereo. I put in a stereo. You show the stereo, there it is. Stereo. And still has manual windows. You have to turn manual windows, rear view windows, all that stuff. Shit is manual. This one has an air conditioning unit, but it is kind of shit. It basically produces, depending on outside temperature, between 17 and 20 plus degrees comes out of the little AC unit. This is only 4-wheel drive. You can't switch between. There is a mod where you can change differential lock to 2-wheel to 4-wheel drive, but then you lose the differential lock function. I'm not going to bother with that, but since it's only 4-wheel drive, it has a lousy fuel economy. This is a car for short trips out in the wilderness, basically, or long trips. It has a tiny gas tank, so you have to fill it up all the time. The gas tank is inside of the car, so to speak, so it's protected from shit you're driving through. Yeah, not much happening in this car. It's fairly short, it has good approach angles, and it's light, it's 1.3 metric tons. And this one, my Lada Niva, has these really large mud tires on it. I do have winter tires as well. If the wind is in the right direction and you're a really steep slope, it can go up to 140 kilometers per hour. It is no issue driving this at 110, which is the usual max speed in Sweden. 120, then after 110, the shaking and noise gets a bit too much. But it can do it if you really hate money and want to pour down money towards gasoline. But 80 kilometers per hour, that's perfectly fine. And where I live in Stockholm, 80 kilometers per hour is the norm. Usually you have to go a bit outside of the city to drive faster than that. So me going to the shooting range, stuff like that, this is perfect. This is just my go to the shooting range car, because we have another car, Toyota Corolla, and that is a better car for our purposes. This is just a love affair, basically, or my midlife crisis, or whatever you want to call it. What else have I been doing to this car? I put some tinted sheets on the back windows. In Sweden, you're not allowed to tint the windows in front of the driver, but behind the driver you can do it. Show that. Yeah, so the windows are dark here, and you really need to do that to limit light transmission into the car, because especially in the summer, it gets hot. It's the greenhouse effect inside the car. And since the air conditioning is kind of shit, you really need to drive with a roll-down window. I put these side skirts here, so it will want to reduce the noise when you drive around with a roll-down window. It helps a bit, but you don't want it to heat up as fast as it does otherwise. So tint the windows. That's a good mod. What else been done to this? Well, bunch of stuff, I guess. It has a reinforced bumper, it has lighting on the roof, a roof gauge, and more xenon lighting, something, LED lights, shit, a lot of lights. Someone used to hunt with this car. I bought it secondhand for way too much money. I made my own cup holder here. It's kind of, there I fixed it. It works. I just put tiny wood screws that goes just into the plastic. It's not really sturdy, but it's sturdy enough to hold a water bottle. It doesn't need to do anything other than that. and I use one with a tip like this, so even if it just falls off, I won't spill water all over the place. Still, it's a Lada Niva, it's basically meant to be hosed down, so that's not an issue. Right, should we go outside and take a look? So this is the fancy Lada Niva. Here is the tires I talked about. They're a bit too large, so when I take sharp corners, they kind of rub against the car. That's a problem that will sort itself, because the tires can take more punishment than the car, so we'll just file it down. It doesn't have a large trunk space. I'll open it. You open it from the inside. Oops. So shit I put in is tools. So I have a bunch of tools that you might need around the car. I have extra fuses, a bit more than needed, but that's what I got. Extra gear, rust protection, straps, towing lines, oil filters, bunch of shit that I'll need sooner or later. Jump cables, 10 liters of extra fuel, combat shovel if I really need to dig out myself out, extra blinker fluid, and of course toilet paper, very important. Yeah, so that's shit you might want to bring in a Lada Niva. I do have this roof rack. Not sure what to put on the roof rack, so we'll see what I do with that. Let's have a look at the front. So we have the bumper and the extra lights. These are super bright. Haven't had a reason to use them yet, but they're there. I put this cute nose on it. It's a hood scoop, just to get more air straight into the air conditioning system. It's I'll show it. Let's have a look at this. So the spare tire on a Lada Niva is under the hood. You can remove it and put extra stuff in there. I've seen people put extra batteries and stuff, like an extra car battery if they have the Lada Niva as like some kind of mini camping van. They might need it for 12-volt refrigerators, might need it for a comm system, radios and shit. Might need an extra battery. Batteries on the other side. Fuel injection, it's over there, air take injection. I don't have a snorkel on this because I don't really see the need. If you have a snorkel, you have to cut up the hood, and that leads to this being even less sturdy. So yeah, that is beneath the hood. It is a 1.7 liter engine, 83 horsepower, not much, but it'll do the job for this. It works. It's a very, very cool car. Super cool. And it's very fun to drive as well.